It's the big one. It's the final day of the National League season this coming Sunday. And boy, it took a turn yesterday, didn't it? Stockport County got a 1-0 win over Torquay at home. They probably should have scored more. I was watching the stats go in for Stockport game. They had about 92 dangerous attacks. Didn't always lead to chances, but dangerous attacks on Torquay. Phenomenal. And that 1-0 win put Stockport in the driving seat for the National League title. Can they get over the line? We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about the league at the minute and where we stand. First off in the title race, it is going to be an interesting finish. Stockport are top on 91 points from 43 games, with a plus 47 goal difference. Wrexham are second on 88 points, with a plus 48 goal difference. Now, I don't believe goal difference is going to literally come into this. I really don't. In fact, I don't think it can. The only way it can, realistically, is one set of results. We look a bit further down. We've got Solihull and Halifax battling for third place. Who gets that final home playoff place in the top three? Solihull and Halifax. They are both on 84 points. Solihull have a better goal difference than Halifax. So I'll tell you what that means in a moment. But obviously all of them have guaranteed their playoff places. Then below Halifax, you've got Notts County, which hasn't quite mathematically guaranteed fifth, but they're probably all but guaranteed fifth. Grimsby in sixth. Then we head to the third important part of this. We've got who's going to win the league, the battle between third and fourth, and the battle between that final playoff place. The final playoff place will go between Chesterfield and Dagenham. That's the top 8 are battling out for their positions. Right? It's now all about positions and who can sneak that final place. So, I'm going to take you through the permutations as well through this video as to what can happen. I know some fans have already probably worked it out, but this is also for fans that don't really know, would like to thoroughly understand what needs to happen, what could happen, and also in this video as well, the predictions for the final day will be coming. So let's start with those predictions, and I'll talk about any permutations within games that it could affect. This one we start with a simple one in Aldershot against Wealdstone. Aldershot obviously surviving relegation a couple of weeks ago. Very big for them. Another season in the National League for them. Very, very important. And obviously a former league club as well. Former football league club in Aldershot. So they are 20th. Comfortably safe. Wealdstone, in the end, 17th at the moment. They could move a place or two with a win, depending on other results, of course. But I think they've had a very, very solid season. 50 points. I don't think Wealdstone fans can really complain. So it's going to be a nice final day for the two, because they know either way it should be a nice, friendly atmosphere at Aldershot. I'm going to go for Aldershot to take the win on the last day, not by much, but I think Aldershot would love to maybe move up a place, which they could, again, if results go their way. I'm going to go for Aldershot Town 2, Wealdstone 1. So Aldershot to take that win on the last day of the season. Altrincham up against Yeovil Town. This is Altringham's very last game as a part-time club. As of next season, Altrincham go full-time, and they are a great little club as it is, and they can only move forward with this, I believe. It's a gutsy move for them, but it's something that they obviously feel, and everyone feels like if you can go full-time, it can only help you, and it may even help build the fan base even more. They host Yeovil, who have been maybe slightly disappointing, but they have had a lot of trauma and things off the field not so good this year. Yeovil are 13th. They've had a solid season, to say the least, you could say. They haven't pulled up any trees, but they've always been solid, never in trouble, and never really realistically challenging. But they could move up a place if they were to win. So, solid season for Yeovil. 12th, 13th. They could finish 14th if Altrincham beat them. And they could finish 12th if they win and other results go their way. But for this one, I think I'm going... Do you know what? I've got a feeling Altrincham are going to do this on the last day to sign off their time as a part-time club. Like I said, I like the club myself. I've got a lot of time for the supporters of Altrincham. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Altrincham to beat Yeovil Town. Why not? Another game that doesn't really have any permutations on anything. Barnet host Bromley. Now Bromley, like I said, they started with a flyer this season. I couldn't believe how well they started, but then after Christmas and in the new year, they started to drop. And I believe their drop started once Michael Cheek's goals dried up. Their results started to dry up. And I think that's been Bromley's problem. They haven't got enough people to help out Michael Cheek. And they just snuck in the playoffs last season. One of the reasons I think they struggled this is they basically had Michael Cheek and that was it. It's felt throughout the season, you stop Michael Cheek, you stop Bromley. And even though, Bromley have had some good results, once Michael started to go through a rough patch, they had nobody else that could pick up the baton. And, the belief started to fade away. I think after their manager was linked to Gillingham, that also I don't think helped Bromley along the way either. So, they're going to be, they've had a solid season. They're in 11th. Like I said, they could move up a couple of places depending on, there's at least one place depending on results. But Bromley are in 11th. And Barnet, we'll just quickly touch on them as well. Barnet are in 18th place. Quite a poor season for Barnet, really. But they are unbeaten in the last 4. 2 wins and 2 draws. Finished on 50 points. but they've got to sort that defending out. That defence isn't the worst, but it's the third worst defence in the division for Barnet, conceding 85 goals this season. You can't do that if you're going to challenge anything, and this is a difficult one because I'm going to give it to Bromley because you can never tell with Barnet. Barnet are a good club, but I'm going to say Bromley are going to finish on a high. I'm going to say they're going to win the game by 3-1 against Barnet. So they will finish with a flurry, I believe. The next game does impact, or could impact, but it will impact the third and fourth place battle. Here's why. It's Bournemouth up against Solihull Moors. Now, at the moment, Solihull Moors are in third place on 84 points. Bournemouth are in ninth. Obviously, after that loss midweek to my side, Grimsby, that stopped them any hope of making a playoff. Solihull need a win here. They need to win this to guarantee third place. Bournemouth are one of the most difficult, awkward teams to play against. They don't score very many, but they don't concede very many either. And that's what makes them so difficult. And I must give a shout out to Nathan Ashmore, the Bournemouth goalkeeper. What a shot stopper he is. He's one hell of a unit. And he stops us a few times in the week. We probably should have beat them by more. But you can see why Bournemouth have overall had a pretty decent season. Here's where my choices are going to be very selective. I fancy Solihull to nick third. Do I say that with confidence? No. But I fancy them to nick third. I don't see many goals in this. It'll either be very, very tight or it'll be a runaway for Solihull, I think. Solihull in third and Bournemouth in ninth. My score prediction for this is Bournemouth 0, Solihull Moors 2. I fancy for that, but it could be anything. Like I said, Bournemouth have taken a point. I've taken points off Wrexham recently, so but they need that win because as we go further on, you'll find out why. Next, we have the next two games will decide the final playoff place. First, we're talking Chesterfield up against down South's Woking. Now, Chesterfield are on for a playoff run. They are in some of the poorest form you could ask to be in, considering at the start of the season they were flying, absolutely flying. And now, since the turn of the year, they fell off a cliff. And you're thinking to yourself, they are the one club that could blow this. And I think Chesterfield fans would agree with me. They could easily blow this. And they need, and Woking are, again, they're hit and miss. They've lost the last two, but they've won the two previous. And one of them, I believe, was against Wrexham. So you just don't know with Woking. I think if Woking want it, I think they could get this. And I think Chesterfield are going to be reliant on other results, I think. Because I am going to plumb for Woking to win at Chesterfield. I'm going to say 2-1 for Woking. Because Chesterfield, on their recent form, don't deserve a playoff place. But we'll have to see how it goes. Are they going to be reliant on other results? I think they will. Like I say, 2-1 to Woking over Chesterfield. And why do I think they're going to have to be reliant on other results? They are going to need Wrexham to do them a favour. But Wrexham as well have got to try and do themselves a favour. We've got Dagenham up against Wrexham. And I'm also going to talk about this game as well because it coincides with that as well. Where you've got Stockport up against Halifax. Now here's the permutation for these games. Wrexham are in second. And they're playing Dagenham in 8th. Stockport are home to 4th placed Halifax. So this is the permutation. If Stockport get anything at all against Halifax, they will win the league. Wrexham need to beat Dagenham and Redbridge and hope Stockport lose to Halifax. All of it is possible. For these two results, I can't see Stockport not getting anything out of the game. I am going to say Stockport County will draw with Halifax Town. So I'm going to go Stockport County 1, Halifax Town 1. In regards to the game between Wrexham and Dagenham, I think Chesterfield will just cling on. And it will be a just because the goal difference would send them down if Dagenham can get a win. Wrexham need to win if they're going to have any chance of winning the league. And for these two, I'm going to basically say, I've just said, haven't I, that Wrexham will do it. I'm going to go for Dagenham to snatch it. Because you have to wonder how motivated Wrexham are going to be after that win midweek. I'm going to go for Dagenham. Changing my mind here. I'm going to go for Dagenham to snatch it 2-1 against Wrexham. Because like I said, I don't believe Chesterfield deserve a playoff place on their form. Wrexham will finish second. I'm going to go for Dagenham to win 2-1, nick a final playoff place, and Wrexham just narrowly miss out. I could be so wrong, but I'd like Dagenham to do it because they haven't fell off a cliff, but they've been inconsistent as Chesterfield. But Chesterfield are just watch them spring a result finally. But there you go. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win as well for Dagenham and Redbridge against Wrexham. But mentally, it depends on how Wrexham approach this because they need to win. And hope Stockport get nothing. I fancy Stockport to at least get a point. That's why I've gone 1-1 between them and Halifax. So yes, my pick for the final playoff place is Dagenham and Redbridge. Sorry, Chesterfield fans, I do apologise. Next, we'll talk about a game against two relegated sides. Dover Athletic against Weymouth. And this might be me being a little bit biased, only because I'd love to see Dover win on the last day. It's nothing against Weymouth whatsoever, but I'm going to go for a Dover win, and I'm going to say Dover Athletic are going to finish the National League season with a 2-1 win over Weymouth. There, I said it. Next, we have Eastleigh and Grimsby Town and Maidenhead and Notts County. Now, people might ask, why am I doing these games together? Because this will decide 5th and 6th. Grimsby are in 6th, and Notts County are in the lucrative 5th right now. They're going to play each other. We just need to know exactly who will be playing at home and who will be playing away. Favourites for that spot is Notts County on goal difference. They are 6 goals ahead of Grimsby going into the last day. Grimsby need Notts County to lose and then win. So you do fancy Notts to get 5th, and I do fancy Notts to get 5th. Because I think you need Notts to lose too many goals and Town to win by too many. But Maidenhead, although I say that, Maidenhead is a tough place to have to go. And on the last day, yeah, they don't need anything, but they're going to want anything. Do you know what? Maidenhead beat us a couple of weeks ago, Grimsby. I'm going to go for them to beat Notts County. Controversial, I know. Wow. But it would not surprise me. My advice to Notts County is do not take Maidenhead lightly, because you could get turned over there. We only got a point there, so he's not going to be the easiest place to go to. I'm going to go for a Maidenhead win, and that's only because of how difficult Maidenhead actually are. I'm going to go for Maidenhead to win. I'm going to go for a high-scoring game here. Maidenhead to win 3-2. So Maidenhead 3, Notts County 2. In regards to the Grimsby game with Eastleigh, I'd love to say we're going to score enough goals to overtake Notts County and have the home leg. I just don't see it. I will go, though, for a 4-0 win for Grimsby against Eastleigh. And I like Eastleigh. I've got a lot of time for Eastleigh as a football club and so on. I think we'll want to sign off with intent. And I'm sure Notts County will want to do the same. But I just think Maidenhead, definitely on paper, are a bit tricky. If it had been at Meadow Lane, I'd have said Notts County all the way. But Maidenhead, tricky. But like I said, 3-2 for Maidenhead. I don't think that's going to be enough for Grimsby to get 5th. But I am going to go for Grimsby 4-0 win over Eastleigh. And the final game that we're going to touch on is Southend United up against Torquay. And for this one, Southend have turned the season around and they've finished fairly strongly. But I think Torquay will want to also go out with a bang. I see this one being, I'd say, a fairly comfortable one for Torquay, but I'm going to say that I'm going to say Torquay to win at Southend by 3-0. They got pretty much outclassed against Stockport the other night, but I think they'll outclass Southend and they'll want to finish with a bang. Like we've already spoke about Stockport and Halifax, I've said 1-1. I'm sticking to 1-1. I just personally don't see Stockport not getting anything. Could that spring a surprise? Absolutely. But then Halifax will be hoping for them that Solihull slip up. Even though I've gone for a Solihull win, it could easily go that way. So what I'm basically saying is that Stockport will win the league, Solihull will finish 3rd, Halifax will finish 4th, Grimsby will finish 6th, Notts County will finish 5th, and Dagenham will nick 7th. And let's show you sort of how wrong I'm going to be at the end of this. Now it's you guys' turn. This is the last game of the regular season. What I want to know from you guys is, what is your predictions for your club's game? Who do you think will finish in the top 3 between Solihull and Halifax? Who do you think will finish in the playoffs? Will they stay the same? Or are you going to go with me and say Dagenham? And I want to know your thoughts on this. And tell me what you think. Are Stockport going to drop points on the last day? Are they going to lose to let Wrexham in? That is the question. I don't think they'll drop enough for Wrexham to win. It's not in Wrexham's hands, this. And before any Wrexham fans turn around to me and say, you're saying that because you want Stockport to win it. No. I just know that Dagenham are fighting for something as well. And they stopped you I believe it was last season, wasn't it? At that same place. All you had to do was win at Dagenham and you got a draw. Well, this season, Wrexham have got to win and hope Stockport lose. It's possible, but will it happen? Let me know. So again, I'll say again, what I want to know is, who's going to win the league? Who's going to finish 3rd? And who's going to take that final playoff place? I will then be doing a playoff preview. That'll be coming out before the playoffs. But I want to know everybody's results. Who's going to win the league? Who's going to finish 3rd? And who is going to finish in the playoffs? It has been a fantastic, gripping season in the National League. I've enjoyed doing these previews. I've enjoyed giving my opinion. I've enjoyed the opinion of everyone else as well. Thank you for being involved in this. And let's go out in the regular season with a bang with your predictions. Get as many predictions in as you can. Tell me again, who's going to win? Who's going to finish 3rd? And who is going to get that final playoff place? Will it be Chesterfield? Will it be Dagenham? Will it be Stockport? Will it be Wrexham? Will it be Halifax? Will it be Solihull? Let me know. And I'll be back with the playoff preview very, very soon once everything has been finalised. I've been Wingate. I've been Dean Wingate. I hope you've all enjoyed this. If you have, please press the like button. Please put the thumbs up. Hit the bell. So when you see those uploads, you will see them as they head into your inboxes. And let me know what your predictions are and your opinions are. Let me know, and I'll be back very, very soon with a little bit more content. Hope your team does well this weekend. I really do. And if you're going to any game, enjoy it. And if you're a Wrexham fan and a Stockport fan, I don't know whether you'll be able to enjoy it. And anybody that's battling Solihull and Halifax, you know, good luck to you. You know, Chesterfield and Dagenham, good luck to you all. And I will see you all later on. Ta-ta for now.